We love more Shad here, don't we? Yes, we do. Yeah, we do. So if the person generating an AI image supposedly isn't its creator, as many AI art critics claim, what about pendulum art? What about it? So my general critique when it comes to AI, in regards to what Shad was saying before, Shad was like, I had input on this, I made this, I had to choose the prompts, I had to do this, I made editing to then have the AI spit out something better that I wanted. And my critique was, if you're going to say that you had a hand in the process, I'm going to say that you didn't have the most hand in it. You probably had the least hand in it, if that's how you wanted to phrase that. Because, yes, you're doing some editing. Yes, you're typing in prompts and making adjustments, but the person who programmed the AI has put in more work than you have, and the countless artists that you've taken from have had more hand in the art that you've put in. So if you're saying that your AI art is a collective works that you've had a hand in creating, sure, but now you're going to have to credit everybody who worked on it. And good luck. You're never going to be able to trace all that. So, what about pendulum art? What about it, Shad? Or many other art forms that utilize automatic processes. Pendulum art is not automatic, but okay. Where the automatic processes, where the creator sets up certain prompts and guides, but does nothing during the actual formation of the artwork. Is he saying that AI art, in AI art, the artist or the creator does nothing during the actual formation of the artwork? That's an awkward admission. That's a really awkward. I feel like that's a big whoops, bro. I don't think you meant to say that. It, All right. Okay. They sit back and watch a system they set up. You didn't build the AI. Play out automatically. So you're saying you're sitting back and not doing anything. In pendulum art and other automatic artistic processes, it's not automatic. We still acknowledge the human who initiated the process. That would result in an artwork as the creator and owner of the copyright of that artwork. You don't own copyright for AI art. AI art has already lost that fight. That's a non-issue. Fleeting Infinity says, you keep using that word, I don't think it means what you think it means. Yes. Accurate. But many claim this suddenly doesn't apply when utilizing AI generation in the same way as I explained in this clip from my recent released video on the YouTube channel Shad AI. You made a Shad AI channel? Why would you do that? I mean, I guess at least it's something he's passionate about. Okay. Where I reveal many ways in which AI art can be protected by copyright. They've already, I mean, if you want to continue to argue that legal battle, go for it, but at least acknowledge that AI has already lost the copyright lawsuits so far.
There is a type of art that people make, and I've seen it, right, where they hang like a pin or something on a piece of string. It's like on a pendulum, and they have the image on a piece of paper, and then they simply push the pendulum to swing, and as it swings, it draws. Okay?
Alright, so since he was so kind as to give us an example of what pendulum art looks like, we're going to talk about how this is not automatic. This is not automatic. You have to pick the size of the pinhole in the bottom. You have to set up the machine that you've set up. So you have to set up the string, you pick its length, the distance, how far it's going to go. All of that is, you choose that as the artist. You pick like so like your space and like how far and how fast it's going to move. You choose all those things. Decide how far back you're going to pull it and how long it's going to spin for. You also have to move it as it's going, right? You also choose the color or colors. You also decide when to stop the pendulum, restart it, wiggle it, or choose not to do those things at any given point in time. If you put layers on, you then are choosing the layers from then onward, etc., etc., etc.
Who's really creating the image? All they did was push the pendulum. And then the system runs according to the way that it was set up, and it results in an image. And then
the way it was set up by the artist, which has a lot of decisions between point A and point B, from nothing to a completed process.
The person that made the initial push, they're considered the creator of that image, they own it, and they do, and they have all rights over it. He might say, this is a false equivalence because they're the ones who set up the mechanics to have the pendulum on the string, and they're the ones that put it in the right way and push in the right way so it swings in the right way to get the pattern they want.
And made any additional adjustments, including choosing colors and choosing the medium, like what, as well as that canvas had to be swathed in black. That was a decision that was made. It's almost like Shad doesn't understand art, or what art, like what an artist actually does. How strange.
So analogous to AI art generation. All that set up, okay, humans made these generating models. All right, they didn't appear out of the ether. AI art generating technology was made by humans, okay? And then the way that it's set up...
Which was not you, which is part of the problem. Are you going to be mad at art? Like, a better analogy would be like, the artist didn't make the bucket that they used.
To guide a almost automative kind of process to get a result. The person does...
Almost automative.
That with the prompt. That's their guiding the string and pushing it in the right way, and sometimes it doesn't get the results they want, so they have to readjust and try again.
So what other artist, and that's a really good point, Czar, they didn't use anyone else's art to make the in anywhere in this process. No other artist was involved in the making of this piece.
But then the process happens automatically. Yet there are so many equivalents where we grant and acknowledge it's still the human made it because it wouldn't have existed without them causing it to exist.
He's like, me using AI art is the equivalent of you using physics. Look, if you put a thick amount of paint on this canvas and tip it, it runs down, and that's considered art. Why? It's the same as AI. No, it fucking isn't.
Even though it's a mostly automated process, but with AI, suddenly they want to, there's a complete, no, this is different, when it actually is really equivalent. And that,
if you took other artists out of your AI system, would you still have a system that would function? If the answer is yes, then do that, and people will likely not have an issue with it. The problem is you cannot have the AI systems that he's talking about without other artists' input. If you can do it without the input of any other artists, and you have an ethically sourced AI program that can do this, okay, fine. Now we can start talking about the repercussions and whether ought or should happen. But until you can do that, you have no argument. No other artist was harmed in the making of the pendulum. No other artist's work was utilized and harmed and ripped apart and looked at pixel by pixel to create the new art. There's your difference. That's why the analogy falls apart.
That's another argument that I think is going to acknowledge and justify the truth. That is, this is the person creating this.
Yeah, no. Absolutely not. No way. Rejected. No. Good try, though. That's very dumb. It is not. That is not a good argument. That is not a good argument at all. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's doesn't have other artists involved. There's a lot more decision making in the process than Shad wants to admit when it comes to. He acts like it's so fucking easy. It's not. Yeah, he belittles art in general, which is kind of fuckety for somebody who. He just seems like he doesn't actually understand art.